Namaste. Now many people are in the stock market. They try to trade, they try to listen to people's thing across, but they have to ask essential questions which I am going to talk about. The essential questions which if you ask, you would be able to understand both the patterns across. First of all, ask the question whether the Indian economy is going to do well or not. Now, overall, you should have a very good idea about the Indian economy doing well. If the Indian economy is bound to do well, the stock markets are bound to do well. So the first question is, you should be able to understand the economy of the thing. The second thing is the global markets going to do well? Now the global market will not do well if there is a war, if there is a financial crisis, if there is a kind of a twist and turn. So one of the main problem with the global markets is the Ukraine war. The Ukraine war has sent the inflation very high because the the oil is becoming a problem. So that is one of the reason why the inflation is shooting up, the price rise is having. Because the war, the inflation is shooting up, the government tries to control it by raising the interest rate. Whenever the interest rate are raised, the stock market is bound to go down. Because the interest rate will give you the money, the kind of returns what you do in a stock market. And when the interest rate increases, the gold prices also increases. The stock and the gold are opposite to each other. Whenever there is a financial crisis, the gold will go up, and whenever there is a a stock market correction, the gold will go up. So the second essential question is there a war? Is there a financial crisis? Yes, there is a financial banking crisis which is happening across the globe. The first is the Credit Suisse in terms of Europe, and there are other banks in terms of America. With the Guru Rahu joining together, the banking crisis is bound to intensify. Now, I had made a prediction with regard to the banking crisis. Also, Raghuram Rajan, one of the esteemed economists, also had told that there will be an economic banking crisis in America also. So, that is the second question you have to ask, whether the global market are having a problem. The other one is the tech sector and the American tech sector is connected together. It is coupled. So if the American tech sector is going to lay off people, for example Meta, for example Google, for example Facebook, for example Amazon is going to lay off people, it is bound to have an impact in the Indian tech industry, the information sector. So the markets are bound to do bad. So all you need to ask is the market going to be bullish or bearish? Is the market going to be, which are the sectors which is going to do well? Remember, whenever there is a boom in the stock market, the tech sectors, the bank sectors, the pharma, the financial and the automobile sector is bound to do well. And whenever these sectors are doing well, there is bound to be a bull run which will be coming in. Whenever these sectors are not doing well, whenever this sector has a problem, so there is bound to be bearish market. Normally in a bull run, the FMCG sectors normally don't do well. The FMCG sector starts doing well, then there is a bearish run which is bound to happen across. So there are few sectors which are bound to go up in a bearish market. There are many sectors which are bound to go down in terms of a bullish market. So the third question you have to ask yourself is whether the market is bound to be bullish or bearish. The fourth question is which are the sectors which are bound to do well in the economy across, and that sectors are bound to do well. So if you take a company across, you need to understand the PE ratio of the company. The PE ratio is a very, very vital factor. The PE ratio of the Indian Nifty is around 23, 22. So that is why the FIs are selling and going away. Plus there is an interest rate hike in the America. So the PE ratio is very, very important. The promoter stake is important. The debt ratio is also important. The growth ratio, that is the year-on-year growth ratio, is important. Now you take all these four factors into consideration, you will be able to pick a stock. But please use astrology to pick a stock. If the sun is very strong, the gold is going to do well for you. If the moon is very strong, the silver is going to do well for you. If the Mars is very strong, all the stocks which are connected with that of chemicals, fertilizers, and that of the building and construction is going to do well across. If Mercury is very strong, the tech sector stocks will do well, and if Jupiter is very strong, banking, financials is bound to do well. The Venus is the luxury segment, the car segment is bound to do well. The Saturn is the manufacturing segment which are bound to do well. So you need to align your portfolio according to the planetary combination. Now many of these so-called analysts, they talk about portfolio alignment. You cannot do the portfolio alignment without using the planets. If you call on us, we will help you to understand which sectors are bound for you. The other one is, if you have many planets in the 2nd and 11th house, you can do the day trading. If there are many planets in 6, 8, 12, you are bound to lose money in day trading. So please don't do day trading. And the second thing is, if a transit is of 6, 8, 12, it's bound to have a problem. For example, Kataka Lagna, Kanya Lagna and Meena Lagna in this transit will be losing a lot of money in the stock market. Take it from me. But many people are just bound, they simply think, oh, I can go against the time. No, the time is a very, very essential factor. That is why time is called Kala, and one who rules the time is called Mahakala. So that is the problem across. So many people try to ignore time as a component. Time is an important component. Time and weather are father and mother in terms of predictions across. So that is misunderstood by the so-called stock market pundits. That is the problem across. The second thing is, find out which are the months in which you are bound to do well. If the sun is in 6, 8, 12 from Jupiter, that month you are bound not to do well. And if it is in Trikona, you are bound to do well. And if the moon is in 6, 8, 12 from Lagna, you are bound to lose money. So you need to have a 3 alignment. The big planet alignment, the sun alignment and the moon alignment. Try to have enter and exit in your Janma Nakshatra days. You will be able to make money across. So that is an important question which you need to ask yourself. And normally if you are meant to make money, you will make money in the first shot itself. Very few people make money later. If you gain, the gain starts coming from the first hour itself. The second most important thing is, does borrowing money helps or your own money helps? Many people try to borrow money and trade. No, it does not help. You have to use your own money and trade. If the 11th Lord is in 6, 8, 12, then borrowing money from others will be helpful to you across. Now, should you trade in the house or should you trade outside the house? Very important. If you are going to the office, if you are outside the office, try to trade outside. You are an outside person. You cannot trade inside the house. I've seen lot of traders lose money if they were inside the house. They are very successful if they are outside the house across. So that is another important indicator. The other point is, now should you be connected with people who are not making money? Now if you have friends, you have relatives who don't make money, don't get associated with them. And the third thing is, you write down your salary, you increase it by 10%, that much is the money you can make money in stock markets immediately. There can be rare exception, but because the money is an energy, the energy requires a lot of effort, cleansing, making the aura chakra big, and then you would be able to make the money across. So please understand, you cannot make money every day, because every day only multi-billionaires will make money. So you'll have to choose your days and time very, very carefully. If you call on us, we will help you across. So please understand that the stock market, one of the best tools of stock market is not only fundamental technical, but also as an astrological analysis which will tell you the reality across. If your time is bad, you cannot make money in stock market. If your time is good, you can make money in stock market. Now many people in India are anti-astrology without understanding that astrology is a super science. It does help a lot of people. That is why it survived 5,000 years ago, and that is the problem. So, and also you need to use astrological knowledge to trade. Like Hora, Panchapakshi, Swara, we have put classes in Swara Yoga. If the Swara is correct, do the trading. The Swara is bad, don't do the trading. That is an important discipline by itself. So I hope these questions were very, very helpful to you. This kind of methodology and approach is very helpful to you. If you have any doubts on stock market, do write to me. I would be glad to help you. Thank you.